my Bruin family right there.
So Anthony Barr.
Look, he's celebrating. They still playing. That's what I'm talking about.
Recovered by Eric Kendricks and then returned 24 yards to the Packers' 10.
That's right, Bruin. Talk your talk.
The Vikings kick a field goal, so they lead it 3-0. We go to the second quarter now, tied at 3. And Aaron Rodgers, he is, wait for it, and he's intercepted by Anthony Harris. So return to the Packers 36.
This is the problem. They're getting 3 points off a turnover instead of 7. Allowing the Packers to stay in the game. You got to score touchdowns when you get turnovers.
That's Rodgers' first interception in his last 278 attempts. So it's been a while. 3 plays later, 3rd and 5, and Cousins throws to Stephon Diggs, 21-yard touchdown.
Yeah, you got to capitalize on them turnovers. They were able to do that on this drive, but they didn't do it often.
No.
Secure the bag, though.
They lead 10-3. Drops it perfectly there to Stephon Diggs. Later in the second here, Packers trailing 10-6, and Aaron Rodgers throws to Devontae Adams there. Harrison
dropped the church's money. Oh, no.
So, Eric Kendricks.
The Bruins jumped on it again, though.
I know. It's a big night for the Bruins,
Hey,
huh?
we was out there balling on Monday Night Football. That's what we do. We ain't going to ball out all the time.
Good spot, man.
This is the Packers' 3rd turnover in the first half.
Yeah.
Yikes,
you know what, though, when it
okay.
happens early, you got enough time to
Get it out of your
recover
system.
from it.
Next Vikings drive,
Put some
Stephon
touch
Diggs
on it.
gets the ball in the reverse.
Throw it to him. You may have to play.
Kirk Cousins tried to get it.
A little more touch.
Overthrew it a little bit there.
Stephon, it's harder than it look, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's a little harder than it look. Give Kurt a little bit of, give him a little break now.
He like, look at Kurt like, bro, I'm wide open, bro. Throw me the ball.
7 seconds left here in the half, and Aaron Rodgers throws to Devontae Adams, and he just can't make the catch.
Yeah. It was too easy at times, and, unfortunately they dropped that. But, yeah, those receivers had free releases all night long.
So the Packers settle for a field goal there. Third quarter here. Vikings still up 10-9, and Kirk Cousins takes a deep shot for Stephon Diggs, but
you gotta see him.
He's picked off here.
You gotta see the backside corner.
Kevin King there.
And Kurt, I know I taught you better than that. How many times did we drop kick that route in practice on you, man? And
come on, you tell him.
And told you the backside corner is going to get it.
That's what Stephon told. He said, bro,
you can't throw that ball.
8 plays later, 1st and 10, and Aaron Jones runs it in for a 12-yard score. So the Packers, they lead there 17-10. They go on to win it 23-10 here. But let's check out the fourth quarter, see what happened there. The Vikings still down 70-10, and Kirk Cousins sacked by Kenny Clark. That's your man.
You know what school you went to, bro?
Yeah, I know. UCLA.
Hey, we out here shining. You know where to go if you want to get on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Next Packers possession here, 1st and 10.
Ooh, good press.
Aaron Jones takes the handoff, first down the sideline.
Hey, whoever didn't vote this young man to the Pro Bowl, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself.
Who got in?
I don't
Not
know,
him.
but that young man
56-yard touchdown there. Packers lead it 23-10 after a mixed extra point there.
We didn't have to do anything, and we still won the game. That's what they're saying.
So just over 2 minutes left in the fourth. Kirk Cousins, he's not going anywhere. He's sacked by Zadarius Smith, who had himself a night. Packers, they go on to win it 23-10 to clinch the NFC North. And they move, like I said a little earlier, into that number 2 seed in the playoff picture. So massive win there for the Packers. I mean, this was huge. This wraps up Week 16 for us. There's only 1 week left. Everything is kind of coming into focus here. But
just a little bit.
In this game specifically, what were your takeaways just in terms of the Packers? They come out, they have 3 turnovers, and they still are able to get the win.
Well, for me, it's like all season, I was like, where's their signature win? Where's this signature win that we're looking for from the Packers? I think tonight was the night.
Oh, please don't tell me that.
Oh.
Tonight can't be the night.
Tonight was the night. 3 turnovers?
But the way that the Vikings played, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the way the Vikings played, I think is more, I still haven't quite seen all I need to see from Green Bay. Let's be real. The way we've seen all the rest of these teams in the NFC East, NFC East, the way we've seen all the rest of these teams in the NFC play, think about the 49ers, the Saints, even the Eagles, man. I'm thinking from a toughness standpoint, we haven't seen this toughness out of the Green Bay Packers football team.
He had 23 rushes for 158 yards.
They hit Minnesota in the mouth.
Right.
And that Minnesota run D was good, ranked 8th coming into this game, and they ran all over them.
All I'm saying is this. You won without Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
You won in spite of Aaron Rodgers throwing turnt picks and fumbles and all those different things. Now I'm like, SpaghettiOs. Because Aaron Rodgers getting the playoffs, we all know what time it is when he get in the playoffs. He get hot. And so for me, it's like you can run the ball, you can play defense, special teams ain't really hurting you right now, and then you get AR hot with these little receivers running around. Now all of a sudden you got an offense that can put up points against anyone and score touchdowns, and then defensively you're shutting people down.
Yes.
You can close out games.
Devontae Adams had himself a night.
I don't understand how teams look, if I'm going into a game and there's one receiver who catches more than 50 to 60% of the balls, I'm doubling him, coaches. Soon as he comes off the bus, I'm putting 2 dudes on him.
Always.
We'll figure out the rest. Devontae Adams is another one of those freaky athletes, just like Michael Thomas, Julio Jones. Like, dude, when they get off the bus, double them, coaches. I don't understand how you can leave Devontae Adams open time and time again or not travel your best corner with him because, look, 116 yards, Aaron Rodgers threw for 216. He has 13 receptions. Aaron Rodgers had 26 completions.
It was all
That's
him.
half of the production.
Right.
I am putting 2 dudes on him as soon as he gets off the bus, period. But, you talked about this Green Bay defense. They still haven't shown me enough. They're still a mediocre defense. They can't rush the passer.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark, Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith,
It looked
those
like they
dudes
stopped the
can
run tonight,
rush the
too.
passer.
Yeah.
They did stop the run tonight. But it's a lot easier to stop the run when old buddy Dalvin Cook's
Without
not
him
there
out
at the
there.
party.
You're right.
And so come playoff time, it's going to be some teams with their number 1 backs, and they're going to come to run it at Green Bay because that's what they haven't consistently been able to stop.
True.
Well, I'll say this, that the Packers get an opportunity to play in Lambeau. And nobody want to go to Lambeau in January. Nobody want to go there, right? And so you may get the Saints who come up, who are used to being in the Dome, or Seattle, or let's say the Vikings have to come up, like whoever it may be. It could be the Eagles. Whoever it is, they have to come to you now. And they
How
have to deal
awful
with.
is it to play there when it's cold?
So I've never played there when it's cold. I played there when it's
You're
cold.
lucky.
Oh, no question,
Yeah, he's
Colleen.
super lucky.
Yeah,
Now, me, it's super cold because you want to come out of that locker room
wanna be
with no
tough.
sleeves on and you
Yeah.
want to act cool, and then when you get out there, it's like, that's a different type of cold. And so then you're going back in, and then you're like, man, forget trying to look cool. So you're throwing sleeves on, and you're just not quite comfortable. And even fast guys, when it's cold outside, you're not quite as fast as you normally are. But slow guys, you get even twice as slow. And so that is definitely a home field advantage, especially knowing where you're going offensively.
And that's what I'm saying.
hated it.
Think about this. Now, you have a running game. Now, all of a sudden, you have a running back that runs for
know,
150.
dictate.
You have a defense that can help you out if you stumble. You got the weather and all the stuff that comes with going. Because here's the problem. Let me tell you about Lambeau. So where's our fans? Where's my single line? Let me tell the fans about
Bring it
Lambeau.
in, bring it in.
Okay, now you don't have to come to stay there. First of all, you're going to stay in Appleton, Wisconsin. Okay, there may be one restaurant there.
Oh, yeah, it's one.
It's in the hotel.
It's one.
It's Shoeless. You stay in
Shoeless
one hotel.
Steakhouse.
Yeah, there you go. Okay? From there, you got to drive 30 to 40 minutes to the stadium. So you're just sitting there looking at cornfields the whole time, right? So I'm just trying to figure this thing out, trying to get in the mood, in the
Listen,
mood.
the cheese curds, though, are fire.
Well, we
So
don't
you
even
have
get
that
access
going.
to
You don't get
the
access
cheese
to that.
curds,
You don't get none of
Colleen.
that.
That's, yeah,
You just sitting in the hotel.
Yep.
Okay. I'm watching tape. I'm trying to get right, but you also we all have routines. And so D Hall talks about going out there trying to be tough. Now I'm out of my routine because it's all about timing. So now I got to go back in, put stuff on, try this, warm up with it. It is tough to play in Lambeau, and I think that's what's so important about them getting the 2 seed.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have to come to you. See, it's different if you're going to San Fran or you're going to Seattle.
Right.
Okay. It's
So
different.
it's
when
tough
it gets
to
that
play
cold.
there. It's also tough to play on Monday nights, especially for Kirk Cousins,
Oh,
because
man, I
now
feel
he
so
moves
bad
to
for Kirk.
0-9 on Monday nights.
I feel so bad for Kirk. But can we honestly throw all the blame on Kirk Cousins here?
No.
But we gonna get it though.
Yeah, he gonna
He
definitely
got
get
the
the
bag.
brunt of it. He got the brunt of the money, right? So
Yeah.
he's gonna definitely get a brunt of the responsibility. But when you can't drop back in a 3-step drop or a quick 5 and get the ball out your hands without people being in your face, I mean, it was definitely tough to watch Kirk Cousins out here because yes, he missed some throws, but sometimes he just didn't have the luxury to wait, to wait for that guy to come open. And like I said, he'll always get this stigma of not being able to win the big ones, but it seems like that whole team doesn't necessarily come to show up. It was the same way when he was in Washington with me.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily always Kirk's fault, but it seemed like at some point through the course of that game, the snowball effect just always continually started happening, and he You got to shake that thing off, man. At some point.
The Minnesota Vikings aren't a drop back team either. They are a run first, play action pass.
Look at what they did in the first half, though. They only had 2 first downs. I mean, they hardly had the ball either.
Yeah, that's what you couldn't run the ball.
Right.
Like, so if you can't run, your play action pass doesn't work. So in this situation, you have to figure out how can we do this once Dalvin Cook gets back? How can we get rolling again? Once they can do that, it'll help out the defense, everything else.
By the way, 7 first downs for the entire game for them.
Wow.